So this is Derek Gagne, and this is his beautiful Vanagon Westfalia Syncro. And I think the last part of that is what gets people excited, right?
Absolutely.
So can you believe how desirable these things have become?
I mean, they really do have a cult following. I mean, this is my fourth one that I've
really?
had over the years, and it's really all about smiles per hour. Like, honestly, when I take the family out in this, and we get more thumbs up driving this vehicle than anything else I've had.
All right, I've owned 3 Volkswagen vans. I had 2 Type 2s, a Westie, and then a fixed roof one, and I had a Vanagon, but it was just a transporter with a fixed roof. So let's walk around. We'll do a little show and tell, show the vehicle, ask you some questions, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, Derek, this thing has a story to tell, right? You claim, and I think having looked at it, that this might be one of the nicest examples that we've seen, right? So who had this, and tell me the story about it.
Yeah, so luckily through a client, we were able to find this and purchase it from the original owner, a 91-year-old local retired police officer. Flew to the Westfalia factory, took European delivery of it.
Back in 87.
In 1987, purchased from Cap Volkswagen in North Vancouver, and then shipped it back to Canada. Very lightly used, as you'll see. I truly believe it's a bit of a unicorn.
And so how many kilometers are on this?
So it has just under 101,000 original kilometers. It drives, in my opinion, probably about as close as you'll find to one of these coming off the showroom floor.
So it's all original?
Everything is absolutely original.
All right, let's walk around. So 87 was the year of mine. It had the square headlamps at the front, which I like. It has collector plates.
It does.
How cool is that?
Not many Westies with collector plates.
Well, for those that are not aware, in the province of British Columbia, we have sort of like a state-run insurance. To get collector plates, the car has to be right. Even the radio has to be right.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and everything down to the radio is original. Absolutely everything on this vehicle is original and works as if it were brand new.
So mine was rust with blue. This one, I don't see any rust.
No, I mean, I think this is probably one of the cleanest ones that you're ever going to find in its original condition. Really unmolested. The previous owner, put highway miles on it, and that's pretty much it. Typical areas on these where you normally see rust.
Yeah, right like here, right?
Seams,
right on these seams.
All these seams. I mean, everything is brand new. That's all original paint. All the original decals are in all the proper spots in the vehicle.
Even under here where they put the factory wax, you can see it's just worn through a little bit.
All factory.
It's all factory.
Absolutely.
And you can see here, like where the stone chip guards are, they've yellowed. So they're old, and that's original.
Absolutely.
And underneath, everybody wants to see underneath. It's going to be maybe hard on video, but yeah, there's just some paint chips from, the white paint.
Rock chips and
rock
stuff.
chips, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to go around to the business end?
Yeah, for sure.
So this is the original 2.1 liter, right?
That is correct, yeah.
Look at this, these end caps, these always get knocked off. The bumpers it looks brand new. Okay, you want to open that up?
Absolutely.
Wow.
So yeah, the sort of the business end of the camper. Obviously the motor in the back, probably like I said, about as close to new as you're going to find.
And the heads have not been done, right?
No, I mean, with only under 101,000 kilometers on it, I mean, there's still quite a bit of life in this motor, even as it is. It's received some basic servicing and all the fluids and stuff because it had been in storage for a number of years before I purchased it. Had a good inspection done and everything went through, and they really didn't find anything that needed to be done.
So what color is it? It's not like a pure white. It's almost
pastel
like a
white.
Pastel white. It's like a bone color.
Yep, sort of an ivory color.
And I like the gray on the inside.
Yeah, so you've got all the
original cabinetry,
all the original cabinets, all the accessories, the bug screen that goes on the back so you can camp at night with the door open, get a nice breeze, all your curtains for the front windshield to have some privacy on those camping evenings.
Like, look inside here. The original seals, or the wax seals, you can see the wax where it dripped down where they put it.
Yeah.
You can see the original wax there across the top. Same on this side. See, when they did this in the factory, they just squirted it. They weren't really delicate about it.
I mean, you look at, the level of detail and, the cleanliness of all the accessories, all the factory hinges and stuff. All the original decals are in their right spot. It's matching.
Now, is it Decals is Canadian and Decals is American? I'm trying to remember
not
which one
sure.
it is.
I don't know.
I know on one side of the border they say Decals, and the other side they say Decals.
We could say stickers. There you
Stickers,
go.
yeah.
One thing that I really love as a collector and a bit of a purist for original vehicles is you walk around the vehicle and it has every piece of original glass.
Yeah.
In fact, the windshield, although it has one small chip in it, is the original windscreen, and I had the chip filled and just left it in there.
Yeah, of course. You should have seen mine. I had a crack all the way up the middle, and I drove it for 13 years like that. Never had an issue with it.
So yeah, a lot of people don't necessarily realize how capable camping vehicles these are. So, you know, this bench seat folds down into a bed for two.
You've got an upstairs and the downstairs. We'll show you the upstairs in a minute. Yeah, so this folds down into what I would call kind of like a double bed, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or a standard bed.
It's cozy.
It's tight. Yeah, it's good for kids.
It's good. Full fridge. Then in terms of cooking indoors when the weather's not great.
So when I see online it says like a two-way or something fridge, what does that mean?
Yeah, so it can work off shore power and propane as
yeah.
well. Double burner stove, sink with a water tank. So you can really be off grid and not have to.
Is it a water pump or do you do it manually?
It has a pump. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, swivel seats.
So these spin all around?
Yeah,
Okay.
This one, both of them do. This one spins around completely, so you know you can.
It makes
create
it much bigger, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you start to realize how comfortable the space is. I mean, I'm 6 foot tall. I can stand in here.
Hey, stand
and,
up. Let's have a look.
You know, I can stand inside, and I can be prepping some food. You know, lots of room to either store stuff up top, and then that turns into another bed. Which
Okay, I'll stand up here and come in. And so yeah, this flips over, right?
Yes.
And then this is more the adult space because it's wider, right?
I mean, it is a little bit wider. That being said, I typically sleep on the bottom because my kids love being in the bunk
It's like
bed.
the bunk beds.
That's
yeah.
right. They like to climb up the ladder and jump up top.
It's amazing, you know, you're in a very small footprint, but you have an upstairs and a downstairs. You have room for 4, and everything is here.
Heaps of storage, cabinetry.
Oh, I guess you moved the
Oh, yeah,
table out of the
move
way
the table
first.
out.
That's okay. We get it.
Yeah.
We get it. Oh, you even have levels here, so
Yep.
you can level your camper.
It's always nice to sleep with your head kind of level
Yeah.
at night.
Look at that. It's all original.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. I can't say it has a new car smell, but I tell you what it doesn't have. It doesn't have the old Westy smell where, you know, the canvas gets the mold on it.
It doesn't smell
And then you
moldy.
have to spray it with some harsh chemicals to get rid of the mold. This looks new.
But it was meticulously maintained. When I went to see it, it was in a carpeted garage covered in blankets and had been tucked away, you know, quite nicely.
All right, let's see the cab here. We're going to take it for a drive in just a second, but I just want to look at it. So these had the upgrade captain's chairs with the armrest, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's nice for those long road trips.
And it's got the right transmission.
Yeah, so it's a 4-speed. I mean, the nice thing with the Syncro model is, so you've got full-time all-wheel drive. And the nice thing about this one, you know, they actually are quite capable. The Syncros are quite capable off-road vehicles. You've got a low gear as well, and this particular model has rear diff locks
Really?
as well. Yeah, so, you know, like I said, it can get places.
So how much do you think the guys who buy these today want them for that boondocking experience, or they just like the look?
I mean, the Syncro definitely has a cult following for sure. I think there's more and more people getting into sort of off-the-grid van life, and you know,
well, I watch van life videos pretty much every day on YouTube, so
yeah.
I can't believe I'm doing one.
I mean, I wouldn't hesitate to get in this and drive it across the country tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, if there was one in the country, I would pick this would be it. All right, so enough talking. Let's start driving. All right, so you wanted to do something with this. I'm going to get my little camera out again. To show engaging the diff lock, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you need to be on gravel for this?
Ideally, yeah. It's not something you want to use on pavement.
So this is a permanent all-wheel drive system?
Correct.
Or is it four-wheel drive?
It is permanently four-wheel drive.
Four-wheel drive,
yeah.
but then the locking differential, you need to be off-road.
Correct.
So it has some slip, right?
Exactly.
Through gravel.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got a little bit of a gravel parking lot. We're just going to turn around and we'll do that. Okay, so this little switch here, so you have to be driving?
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
so put it in first gear, pull it, and then it'll engage.
It'll engage, yeah. You just got to give it a little bit of time.
Oh, well, there's the green light there. Oh, right there. Okay.
Yep.
So the diff is engaged.
It just takes a little bit of time to engage.
Yeah, like most all-wheel or four-wheel drive systems. Okay, so now we want to push it in, right?
Yep, exactly. same thing. It takes a little bit of time to disengage.
Oh, there it goes.
And there we go.
So having owned 2 of the older air-cooled Volkswagen vans, when you get into the Vanagon era,
Yep.
it's like moving into modern times. Like you've got power assist steering, you've got a defroster and heat that actually works, more comfortable,
Yep.
more power, which is all relative.
Yes.
So this is a 2.1 liter
Correct.
water-cooled engine.
That's correct.
And there is a marked difference in power between those old air-cooled and these, right? So the Syncro system obviously adds weight, and the cabinetry of the Westie adds weight. So it's not a 0 to 60 champion.
No, I definitely don't worry about getting speeding tickets when I'm driving this one.
But this one pulls really well.
It does.
And you know what? It's all about being relaxed. Show us the stance when you drive on a long road trip. There it is.
It's the classic bus stance.
It is. And the other thing is that if you've never driven any sort of era of Volkswagen van, you are sitting over the front wheels.
Yep.
The wheels are under your butt, basically. So you're over top of the spring. So you have this kind of like springy thing. I don't know.
Bit of an air ride suspension.
Yeah, it's
gonna
so
be.
comfortable. And you can actually do hour after hour in these and you don't get fatigued. I don't know why it is. Have you found any faults with it?
In the time that I've had it, I mean, we have put limited kilometers on it, but no, other than doing a really thorough mechanical check and a basic tune-up, absolutely nothing. No, there's, it's been gone over by a number of expert mechanics and given a very clean bill of health.
Now we should sort of touch on what you do professionally. What do you do?
Yeah, so I'm the owner of a shop called 911 Auto Works. We're sort of a high-end sort of boutique detailing shop. We specialize in paint correction and ceramic coatings.
So what have you done to this? You probably professionally couldn't keep your hands off it, right?
This, so it's received a 2-stage polish, as well as 2 layers of ceramic coating on all the paint and trim. All the black plastic has been reconditioned with dedicated products for plastic. And we've also put a layer of ceramic coating made specifically for boat hulls on the fiberglass pop top to keep it nice and clean.
So could you not do that? Like, would it be not in your DNA to leave it?
Yeah, it's kind of the OCD is pretty off the chart. So even though it was pretty clean when I got it, it's definitely now at almost 9.5 out of 10 kind of level.
Yeah. Now I'm going to show a picture of your other Vanagon. So you have a transporter. What's that called?
Yes.
I called it a combi incorrectly, right?
Right. So it's an 89 double cab transporter. They're often referred to as DOCAs, double cab for short. So it's got a 1.9 liter turbo diesel. And it's a Syncro that was exported from Germany. So the nice thing with that one is the European models have both rear and front diff lock as well. So it's definitely
that's as badass as it gets.
It's we're pretty much ready for the apocalypse with that truck.
Yeah, and it's so cool looking. So because you have your end of times van, your other what is it called again?
The DOCA.
The DOCA. You're letting this one go.
Yes.
So it's on Bring a Trailer?
It is.
Have you ever sold a car on Bring a Trailer before?
No, I haven't. It's kind of been...
it's a bit nerve-wracking, right?
Absolutely. It's a very emotional experience, but we'll see. We'll see what it can fetch.
I've watched a few of the at the end when the auction gets down to the last minute or so. It's very exciting. So I hope on your for your part that it gets a bit of a bidding war. And I think, honestly, having owned Volkswagen vans and been around them a long time, this one is minty for a vehicle that is this old. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. So good luck with that.
Thanks very much.
Just trying to figure out the age. So it's 33 years old. 33 years old.
Yeah.
Man.
It's crazy.
What was I doing in 87? What were you doing in 87?
87, what was I? Well, I'm about to turn 46, so 87, I would have been like...
33 years?
Would have been like in grade 7 or something.
Yeah. Wow, I just graduated college.
Yeah.
The times I could have had with this.